the great land. Grab your adventure starts now. You did it! You're buying land. That's awesome. Owning land is the ultimate dream. You can build your dream home. You can raise chickens. Heck, you can even open a tiny home resort for hamsters if that's your thing. The possibilities are endless, like the open range, but with slightly less tumbleweed. But before you grab your blueprints and a herd of miniature horses, let's talk about a few things. Buying land is exciting, but it's also serious business, like hitting that like button and subscribing. It's like buying a new washing machine, but instead of just worrying about how many socks it can handle, you're dealing with property lines, legal jargon, and maybe even the occasional buried treasure. Okay, probably not, but a guy can dream. Don't worry, I'm here to guide you through the wild world of land buying. Think of me as your trusty sidekick, your co-pilot in this crazy adventure. We're gonna have some fun, learn a thing or two, and hopefully avoid any major disasters. So buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to dive headfirst into the wonderful world of land ownership. Easements, sharing is caring, but not always. First up, let's talk about easements. Now, I know what you're thinking. Easements sounds boring, but trust me, this is important stuff. An easement is basically the right for someone else to use a part of your land. Think of it like your neighbor borrowing a cup of sugar, but instead of sugar, it's a chunk of your property. Maybe your neighbor needs to use your driveway to get to their house, or maybe the city needs to run a water line under your front yard. It's not always ideal, but that's life. The good news is, easements are usually clearly defined in the property documents. So before you sign on the dotted line, make sure you know where your property lines truly lie. You don't want to accidentally build your dream gazebo on top of the city's water main. That could get messy. Perk tests, making sure your dreams don't go down the drain. Okay, let's talk about perk tests. Don't worry, it's not as scary as it sounds. It involves a little digging, but no actual perks are involved. I promise. A perk test or percolation test is basically a test to see how well the soil on your property drains. This is super important if you're planning on having a septic system, for all that stuff that goes down the toilet. You don't want your dream home turning into a swamp monster's paradise because the water doesn't drain properly. A qualified inspector will come out and do the test for you. They poke some holes in the ground, pour in some water, and see how long it takes to drain. Sounds exciting, right? Hey, it's not all glamorous, but it's a crucial step in the land buying process. Section 4. Title insurance. Because nobody wants a surprise party on their property. Last but not least, let's talk about title insurance. I know, insurance isn't exactly the most thrilling topic, but trust me, this is one party you don't want to skip. Title insurance protects you from any unknown claims or issues with the title to your property. Think of it like a big, burly bodyguard for your land. Here's the deal. Sometimes there are hidden surprises with property titles. Maybe there's an old lien on the property, or maybe there's a dispute about who actually owns it. Title insurance swoops in and saves the day. It covers the legal costs of defending your ownership, and it pays out if someone else has a valid claim to your land. It's like peace of mind served up on a silver platter. Section 5. Land ho! Remember these nuggets of wisdom. Congratulations, you made it. You're now a land buying expert, or at least you're well on your way. But before you go running off to find your perfect piece of paradise, let's recap some key takeaways. Easements. Your land might come with some pre-existing sharing arrangements. Don't worry, just make sure you know what they are. Perk test. Important for septic systems and making sure your dream home doesn't turn into a swamp. Title insurance, like a bodyguard for your land, protects you from title surprises and legal headaches. Buying land is a wild ride, but with a little preparation and a lot of excitement, you'll be sitting on your very own porch, sipping lemonade and watching the sunset over your very own property in no time. Just remember to invite me to the housewarming party.